Ironclad, if I'm not mistaken. So this should be fun to watch. I've not seen HEKKO's Lars, but Lars is one of those characters you just don't see much anymore. So yeah, it should be good.
So I went on HEKKO's stream whilst he was doing the top 8, and he's just talking to chat whilst he's playing. Like, he's just talking to chat. He's just having a good time. But we're going to be able to see what HEKKO is capable of with that Lars. Nice knee from HAIKU. That's going to be a big damage. We're getting close to that other end, and we know for a fact that can lead to a really good extension with the wall breaking right there. But we're getting very close, and HAIKU going to find round number 1.
Yeah, it all came down to knowledge in that scenario. Again, one up forward 4 orbital attempt there from HEKKO. Unfortunately, put him back a little bit too much there, and HAIKU was able to punish that very nicely. And again, it just comes down to really good character knowledge. Once you have an idea of essentially what punishes you want to go with, especially in Tekken of all games, that's it. The coin is basically flipped in your favor, and that's what you've got to be worried about here. Dynamic entry right through here from HEKKO. Gets the side switch here too now. I was saying a little too much, but great punish there from him. And again, 85 damage already, but we're going to let the heat rip just in the case of HAIKU as well. Ton of grey health though for HEKKO if he wants to make that back.
Yes, for sure, and he's got so much to work with. He's still got radar to work with. He's still got all the heat gauge to work with. So there's so much that he has more than HAIKU. And one thing you got to remember when it comes to HEKKO is he did send Danny Sadiq 2 losers in the first round. So, you know, he's definitely got some real good skills nonetheless. Being one of the Akatsuki members, can he beat the second one today? We're going to find out in this game.
We'll find out. It's looking maybe like a TC wipe if he's able to really get it down and dirty, but we'll see now. And again, great lows here from both of these two players, kind of just testing each other out in this next round here to see which one of them is really blocking those weak points here. And again, HAIKU, brilliant stuff. Now we're going down below, momentum in his corner here. He's going to pop the heat though, give him a little bit of that combo extension. He's going to try and chip away at a bit of his health, going for those flips, but the armor was more than enough. Dynamic entry, great punish once again here from HEKKO, moving in very nicely now. Again, using the stomp, great Oki here, but it's not going to be enough as HAIKU pops the heat at the perfect time, but the flip was more than enough. We're going up and over as HEKKO takes a round.
At the end of that game, that was stage 1 of a Mario level, because like the Goomba got stomped at the very end by Lars right there. Very nicely done, very good usage. You know, being able to sway in and out has been very nice to see from HEKKO's side, especially. You know, we've seen very nice usage of dynamic entry and just been doing a lot with the ability to like use movement to their advantage, and it has just been incredibly nice. And we're going to see if they can keep the momentum up, because they could be taking a game of HAIKU if they can win this. But HAIKU obviously not one to let any round get to them. They are playing very well. Armor's going to get used, but the armor is going to get blocked, and I think they can maybe close this out with a lovely sweep to get the chip through.
Insane stuff here. We're going to final round here. HAIKU being pushed to his limit. What we love to see, but the heat engage are going to give him a little bit of momentum going forward now, and a bit of damage boost as well here as we go to the corner, looking for that wall blast. Yes, he is. How does he respond, though? Is it going to ricochet nicely? It will, though, for HAIKU. But again, wasn't able to find a full combo of it. He just had to play a little bit slowly there, get what he possibly could. And once more, HEKKO doesn't have an answer here. Slowly but gradually now is starting to build this up, and once more against the wall here. And Shira, look at this now. He's starting to fight very scrappily, so HEKKO's been able to get a ton of percentage in, and it's just all over the place.
Oh, that was a very scared situation for HAIKU. It looks like they were kind of getting a bit panicky right there. But one thing, HEKKO's going to get it. But one thing I've noticed about HEKKO's gameplay, doesn't really want to be using that heat gauge a lot. Hasn't actually used it, I think, once in this whole set, over there probably one round. But I think at the end there, it got a bit scrappy for sure. Shiro, you know, I think HAIKU kind of like just went for the heat smash just to see what would happen in the end, and as a result, you know, HEKKO managed to capitalize with a lovely sidestep, gets the grab and finds the round. And HEKKO starting off really strong against the reigning champion currently.
Absolutely, couldn't have said it any better myself, and I fully agree with what you said there. He didn't feel the need to use the heat, probably because he really enjoyed playing that small Tekken. And I think you can see the way that HEKKO just feels a lot more confident and comfortable playing that smaller Tekken, not opting for system mechanics or going for overbearing options. He does play a little bit slower than most players do, and I like that, though. That's good, because it gives your opponent a little bit of time, and yourself a little bit more time as well, to just kind of see what your opponent's going for, and you're not putting yourself in a situation where you're guaranteed to be punished. HEKKO was playing very nicely, very methodically, especially in that last round, and after HAIKU popped that wild heat smash, it was all to play for there. And Hekko, again, instead of, putting himself in a situation where he overexerted way too much pressure and then would get punished, ended up playing small Tekken, safe Tekken, and it ended up winning him the game. So we'll see whether or not that's going to happen again as HAIKU sticks to the lead. No character swaps. We're not seeing that Kazuya come out. We're not seeing any other characters come out here tonight, as we are seeing that HAIKU is sticking with that lead. But again, as we already make it through to the second round here, Hekko has had an absolutely insane start.
And just like the background of the stage, Hekko is on fire currently. This stage is going to be very interesting, especially if we go down to the lower levels. That's where, a lot of the, it's going to be a lot more difficult a lot less wall usage is going to be used by HAIKU. Responding so nicely, by the way, to that last round. Very showing that, like, they're still 100% in this game for sure. But I think Hekko is just playing so well. They're kind of just, like, manipulating the space the most.
Yes.
Just being able to do so much with it.
That's the best way to put it. Genuinely the best way to put it. Manipulating that space and is making such good use of it as well. Being able to set himself up for some great punishes here and really starting to chip away at this health as well here. But you can really see a sort of shift in mentality between both of these players, right? One of them will be up around. Momentum will then shift into another place. And again, it just kind of swings back and forth like a pendulum. But you have to have really good mentality to really be able to shift that back into your favor. And HAIKU's been showing a lot of that as of late here. And again, gets the low, looking for the counter there from the top. But again, no one was home as Hekko is now going to take that round with a little bit of style, a stomp on the foot, and a little bit of lightning to boot. Now, what's interesting about this particular part of the stage is all those floor blasts. You want to try and basically use those to your advantage here, and we'll see whether or not either one of these players are really going to be able to use those. Down forward two, though, however, from HAIKU to start us off with the combo train.
Exactly, and one thing you got to consider, like we just saw there, is with the floor blast, this stage is a lot bigger than the other ones, from my understanding, right? The walls are a lot further away, which means we're not probably going to see that many wall bounce combos, which is going to be quite problematic for HAIKU. But saying that, I'm just going to eat my words because they've just done an incredible combo to the wall and takes the round.
Oh, yes. Back and forth, we love to see it. Final round scenario here from both of these two. Yeah, so it isn't set point. Remember, it's first to three now. We're in that best of 5 scenario here now, as we are in that top 8 winners semis of Jolta League. Ironclad 5 and HAIKU right now. As I said before, it's that shift in mentality. It's that shift in momentum. And he's really starting to make it work. Mixing it up with these highs, with these lows. Really keeping Hekko guessing. He knows he likes playing that small Tekken. And it's not going to be enough, Shira. Look at that. As we've seen once again HAIKU with 7 golden letters to his name.
He's going to the Olympics again, Ashura. He's going to the Olympics with them 7 golden letters. Is very nice to see. Well,
collecting all those golds.
Honestly, gonna do something that the UK can never do. But saying that, one thing. Sorry.